And what do you think when you hear the word animal testing? Probably in rabbits forced to smoke, or in hamsters getting instilled cosmetics into their eyes, or to prove their alleged harmlessness and their usefulness for medical progress. The pictures in the press have become more rare in the last years, but not so the testing itself. And if it gets mentioned at all, then usually in a trivialized way. Indeed, every year millions of animals suffer and die in laboratories, with an increasing number, especially because of GM and basic research. This is always justified with the future usefulness for humans. But taking a closer look at these testings, this usefulness becomes doubtful, because in spite of all similarities, there are remarkable differences between humans and other animals. Their metabolism is different and they react very different to many substances. Thalidomide creates malformations in humans but not in usual test animals. Paracetamol is a painkiller to humans but poison to cats. Arsenic is poison to humans but well tolerated by sheep. Rats get, during manus pumped into the stomach, get paints, asphalts, silicones, industrial lubricants, gasoline, but the results tell little or nothing about the later reaction on humans. The supposed comparability between humans and other animals is refuted since a long time. Nevertheless, again and again, new testings are done following that same old pattern. As animals do not have civilization diseases like humans because of their unhealthy lifestyle, for that reason every animal has to be made sick at first. Diabetes is created in animals through injections of poison which destroys pancreas cells. Heart attacks are created strangling heart coronary vessels. Arteriosclerosis is created by electrical current shocks into the arteries. Mice get the intestine perforated to create peritonitis with blood poisoning. Beyond that exist custom-made animals, especially breeded to suffer from certain diseases or defects. But the imitation of symptoms has nothing to do with human diseases or its causes. The treatment of the animals artificially made sick is often successful, but what helped millions of cancer mice is far from helping humans. More than 90% of the drugs successfully tested on animals fail later in the clinical testing on humans. Either they do not work at all, or they have too heavy side effects. Especially absurd are those testings related to the psyche or the subjective state of health. Animals can't speak. They are taken through mostly painful measures to show a behavior which is claimed to correspond to a certain psychological disease. So rats are put through electrical shocks in hopeless situations to study depressions. Such assumptions, supported by nothing, often lead to completely contradictory test results. The investigators then like to come to the conclusion that they need more testings to analyze the reasons for these contradictions. Often the so-called results are completely trivial. Hamsters get killed during hibernation to prove that the phase of rest protects the nerve tissue against Alzheimer. Young rats get injections of alcohol inside the abdominal cavity and then run through behavior testings with the result that alcohol is not good for children. Guinea pigs are exposed to blast traumas to prove that high levels of noise cause hearing loss. The life of the animals inside the laboratories is short and painful. Their feeding is wrong, not enough or too much. Their movements get hindered. They get exposed to stress. They get scalded with boiling water or infected with disease germs. And if this is not enough, they get surgery and crippled. Monkeys get their heads fixed with screws and they only get drinking water if they do not offer any resistance. Rats get starved to less than half of their normal weight to study the effects of anorexia. Mice get forced through electrical shocks to run till total exhaustion. At this moment, no investigator has to justify himself for causing suffering to animals. The only criteria by which his investigation is judged is if it has been published in journals and if it brought in more money for further investigations. The approval authorities only check the observance of formalities, but not the meaningfulness of the approach of the investigation itself. Also, a whole industry lives very well from breeding animals for testing, from keeping them stored in cages, and at long last, disposing them. All this gets justified with the usefulness to humans, even where it is only about profit. Our goal should be a medicine free from animal testing, where the investigation of the causes and the prevention of diseases are in the foreground. Up-to-date investigation with human cell cultures or microchips offer moreover test results which are relevant to humans and meaningful, in contrast to animal testing. Medical progress is important, but animal testing is the wrong way.